In 2015, when Call of Duty first implemented the idea of characters having specific roles and gadgets, most could argue that it was a leap of faith to keep things interesting. Regardless of whether you liked them or hated them, they did drastically change the way Call of Duty played and how it would play in future titles, not counting World War II. However, in Black Ops 4, the specialists seem to be more infuriating than beneficial. Why is this? After all, both Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare had their own variations of the specialist type character selection. Well, it all boils down to the fact that there are two items in question for each specialist in Black Ops 4 rather than one singular be-all, end-all charged ability or weapon. On paper, the idea of giving the specialist both an ability and their ultimate seems like a good idea. It adds variation to battles and theoretically keeps things fresh. However, if you've even sat down and played Black Ops 4 for longer than one match and you compare it to Infinite Warfare or Black Ops 3, you can see how this new system of giving each specialist an ability and a weapon is problematic. In the aforementioned COD titles, specialists, while being annoying back then, weren't that big of an issue, simply due to the fact that each person had one ability to use, and this ability took time to charge, whether it was a weapon or an ability like Glitch or Vision Pulse or something like that. In Black Ops 4, while there is still an element of charging an ultimate ability, like, the War Machine or the Annihilator or Recon's Vision Pulse or whatever, there's still the issue of the other items that they also have. And it's here that lies the problem. Specialists make things too easy for casual players. Call of Duty is by no means a Call of Duty is by no means a competitive shooter, not a casual shooter. It's hyper casual. Okay, not hyper casual, but I'd say it's pretty casual. It's a game designed for, frat boys that are stupid high to just pick up and go 2 and 29 and have the time of their lives because they don't really care about doing good. But it's because of these people that COD games recently have gotten easier. Back in COD 4 to Black Ops 2 days, it was more of a skill-based casual game. It was still casual, but everybody was on the same plane. Everybody had guns. Everybody had pretty much the same equipment. Aside from the outliers of, shock charges, noob tubes, tactical insertions, and, the M4A1 in COD 4, or, the MSMC in Black Ops 2 or stuff like that. But overall, the games were designed for people who knew how to aim and how to shoot. But I'd say the tide began to shift in Black Ops 3 with the introduction of the specialists. Advanced Warfare, you could hate it or not, you could argue that it was still skill-based because there weren't specialists. There weren't, ultimate abilities that give you free kills or anything. It's in Black Ops 3 that we really started to see this. And to most non-casual players, at first the specialists were a welcome change. Keeping the series fresh and, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and later Infinity Ward would dedicate to doing because, COD fan base was like, oh, COD is a copy and paste game each year, so, Advanced Warfare happened, and then Black Ops 3 was like, not Black Ops 3, Treyarch was like, all right, let's take it a step further, specialists with advanced movement. And then, Infinity Ward just took specialists and added more of them, but, it would keep the series fresh whether you liked it or not. And over the course of Black Ops 3, the novelty of the characters did begin to wear off. And people saw the glaring issues of having characters like these. Everybody gets their specialist ability or weapon regardless. Unless you're doing really horrible, you're going to get to use it at least one time a match. And the more kills and points you get, the faster it charges. So if you're doing really good, you could probably use it twice or even in some cases 3 times a match, depending on what game mode you're playing and how well you're doing, how many points you're getting, what's your score, all that stuff. Like I said, there's no need to earn it. Kills and stuff do give it faster, but if you're even quarter decent with them, you got free kills. Ruins, gravity spikes, you just go into middle of some players, do that. Batteries, War Machine, you just shoot it down the hallway, get free kills. Fire breaks, Purifier, it basically insta kills if it touches people. These weapons like these, they were easy to use, no skill weapons that were capable of making even the newbiest of noobs look like pros. However, non-casual COD players would wise up to these tricks and find counters to these weapons and abilities. But in some cases, like the Gravity Spikes or the Spectre's Ripper, there was no way of countering it. You know, the Ripper, it hits you, you're dead. Ruin, you could shoot him, but most people don't do that. Like, I mean, the only way you get killed as Ruin while doing Gravity Spikes, or in this case, in Black Ops 4 Grass Slam, is if they're already shooting at you while you're doing it. But most of the time, it was at least one guaranteed free kill. And like I said, the Ripper, you know, that's a free kill as well. Once you activate it, it's just an instant melee stab with hella lunge, just like a Modern Warfare 2 glitch knife, pretty much. And, you know, there was no avoiding or countering abilities like these. Like I said, there's no need to earn it, you know, although kills do charge it faster, points and all this stuff that I said before. If you were even a quarter decent, they got you free kills. That's long and the short of it. You know, Ruin's Gravity Spikes, jump in the air, slam them down, get at least one kill. Most cases for me during the life cycle of Black Ops 3, I got about 2 to 3 kills. Pretty easy, just mash two buttons together, you know, and then, you know, fucking, there's the kills right there. Firebreak Purifier is also an easy kill machine. It's basically the same in Black Ops 4 as it was in 3, where the moment it touches you, you just die instantly, pretty much. And, you know, with abilities like these, they're easy to use, and, you know, there's no skill to them. And, you know, they were capable of, you know, making the easiest, suckiest players look good, pretty much. You know, like a quad feed would pop up with a Tempest or Gravity Spikes, and you'd be like, damn, that dude got 4 kills, and then those would be like the only 4 kills he got that match. All right, that's an extreme exaggeration, but you get the point. However, you know, non-casual players, you know, people that play COD somewhat competitively, or, you know, have a I don't want to lose this match mindset, they got wires and could counter most of these. You know, most of these are countered by, you know, just killing them. But, you know, people would see, oh, there's a Purifier, better stay back, better not go near him, or whatever. Because, you know, Flames, they didn't go out that far. They went out far, but not far enough for him to be chasing you unless he's quicker than you or whatever. So, yeah, after a year of this, you know, people trying to deal with specialists, they were hoping that Infinite Warfare would be a breath of fresh air, which obviously it wasn't. Most people didn't like Infinite Warfare or whatever. It had the same specialists I did, you know, the Vortex gun, the Eraser. What's that one where he shoots bullets and it bounces off the walls? That one. Stuff like that. It basically turned the annoyingness of the specialists up to 11, because they were more overpowered abilities that in some cases charge quicker than they did in Black Ops 3. Then again, Infinite Warfare is a different game, and, you know, points and stuff are registered differently, but whatever. So after a year of this, World War II was definitely a breath of fresh air. You know, bringing COD back to its roots, like, you know, World at War days, somewhat skill-based gameplay, where everyone is on even terms, you know, everyone's on the same plane. They're still jump shotting and stuff, but nobody's flying 50 feet up in the air, you know, coming down with gravity spikes or whatever. And everyone's pretty equal in terms of who had what. Now, Black Ops 4 returns the specialists and also cranks up their annoyingness, in my opinion, to 11. On top of the charged weapon or ability, there's also a slotted ability, or what they call special issue equipment. In place of, you know, say a tactical or lethal in previous COD game, you have this equipment charge that charges, that has a set timer. It increases with the equipment charge perk, but, it decreases, the time decreases with the equipment charge perk. But otherwise, everybody gets this right off the bat unless they choose to have like a tomahawk. And it's really annoying. Depending on what specialist you have or what you run into, really annoying. A notable example of what I'm talking about is Prophet. Prophet is far more annoying in his youth than he was in Black Ops 3, simply because instead of glitch, he has this thing called the secret drone. And this thing, oh my god, honestly, it's the most annoying thing in the game at the moment. It's faster than you, it can see you from clear across the map pretty much, and it will lock on to you. Like, you hear the beep beep and it's coming after you, no matter how fast you try to run, no matter where you try to go, it's going to chase you to the ends of the earth. Not to mention, when it does lock on you, you have about like a fourth of a second to press square or triangle, whatever the button is on PC, to remove the shocking lead. And if you miss this, frozen in place for 6 seconds. But we'll talk about that in a minute. If you get it correctly, it still takes 2 seconds to pull the lead out of you, right? And in that time, since most prophets follow the drone to the ends of the earth, 2 seconds is still a long time, because they will be right on your ass as soon as you pull that lead out, or a teammate or whatever. Most people generally follow the drone like it's, you know, the savior. And like I said about the 6 seconds, that's 6 seconds in a Call of Duty game. 6 seconds. That's like 8 years. I would honestly prefer a game mode where specialist weaponry and abilities were disabled, but we still had the characters. So you could play as Battery or Seraph, but you didn't have the ability. Sort of like Blackout, but, you know, multiplayer style instead of Battle Royale. I hear Modern Warfare 4 will have no specialists, and if that's the case, then it'll be a relief from the bullshit that is Black Ops 4. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like if you did, and subscribe for more content coming soon. Hydra gone.